People, this is Lee Craft, the host of the What Is podcast. Today's show is about, have you ever thought you wanted to be something that when you had the opportunity to be that, you said, you know what, this ain't for me. I always wanted to be a car salesman, right? And I had the opportunity to be a car salesman. When I got into the job, the role of the job, I said, you know what, I don't want to be no car salesman. They rob us. I said, man, I can't do that. I refuse to do that. I said, look, when I learned the business, right, I try to give people a fair deal on a vehicle and everything, and make so we both be happy and everything. And the manager told me that Lee, you can't do it like that. I told my manager, what do you mean? I said, everybody making a profit, everybody winning. No, Lee, you got to try to sell the car for as much as you probably get off the car. I said, the car worth $5. You want me to try to sell the car $15? Yeah. So no, it's not for me to leave. You don't do what I asked you to do, Lee. This might not be the place for you. You might not be here no more long. I said, well, hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. I can walk out here with my head held high because I did the right thing. I'm not here to rob nobody. I'm here to help people, give them what they need versus what they want. So, like I said, but before we get started, if you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com or go to Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Instagram. Look for the animated black man, the white beard, smiling and profiling, and finally realizing I ain't cut out to be no car salesman. Yeah, this is the thing, people. What's wrong with the world, right? What's wrong with the world? Why is everything gotta be about I gotta beat you before you beat me? Why can't we win together? I'm selling cars, trying to sell cars to help people out and stuff. People coming in and barely making it and stuff. Here I am want to sell them a two-door 19. Let's see, that's a 19. No, what's that? What's this? 2026, right? What's that? 2020 car and give them a $2,000 car note. I can't sleep at night with that. That's what they want me to do. I pass, and I pass. Look, I got a heart. Look, some of the jobs that, like I said, I thought I wanted to do, I can't be no part of that. My job is, like I said, you got a heart, you got God in your life. You try to give people the best deal, give them an honest deal. You're not trying to rob nobody. That's highway robbery. Without a gun. Without a gun. So Lee, Lee, you sold 15 cars. Lee, one person sold 5 cars and made more than you did with 15 cars. I said, whoop-de-doo, good for him, right? No, Lee, you sold 15 cars, you should have made way more money than you did. I'm not complaining about my paycheck. Why are you? Well, Lee, I should be getting more money. Well, say it that way then. Say it like that right there. You want me to increase that price to increase your bottom line. Well, I ain't the guy for you. Well, Lee, I hope you change your mind, Lee. Well, it's always be hopeful, but to rob people, that ain't me. But be mindful. No matter what you're going through, I can guarantee you one thing, that is going to be okay as long as you make God a part of life. That's the what if guarantee. What if I did that nonsense? I couldn't live with myself. I could not live with myself trying to rob people. He want me to overcharge my own mama. No more family reunions for me. Nah, I pass. Money is not worth my mind, body, and spirit. It's not worth all that to me. Forget that. So yeah. He didn't fire me, but he said he gave me an ultimatum, either do it or leave. So I decided to leave. I don't have to do that. So that's where I am, good people. Like I said, you got to have integrity. It's not always about beating people and stuff. Right? You can beat people when they come along. Somebody's gonna beat you. If they don't beat you, they're gonna be somebody that's close to you, just like beating you, because things can happen directly or indirectly. So, like I said, I'm not gonna hold you long. That was on my mind this morning about that being a car salesman way back in the day. When I thought I could help people and help myself at the same time, but people don't see it that way. But I see it that way. Like I said, be mindful though. Like if you start doing things the way people want you to do those certain things, you'll lose you. And you be going to no uncharted territory. Then you be somebody you won't like. So I love what I see in the mirror in the morning. A man that has integrity, a man that's trying to do the right thing, and a man that's doing the right thing. So, like I said, if you're having a problem with what I said, please charge to my head, not my heart, because my heart stays in the right place. Even when I'm in a perfect storm, I still gotta do the right thing. Because like I said, it has its rewards. I can guarantee you that. So like my children always say, Daddy, you're not a good storyteller. I tell my children, hey, y'all ain't lying. I know what I'm not, but one thing that I do know, children, if what comes from the heart reaches the heart. So with that being said, this is Lee Craft. This is my podcast. If you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com. One band, one sound, together we got an opportunity to turn this whole world around. But in order to have a real conversation, you got to have real people if you want to have that real conversation. Have a blessed day, and please find time and make time to tell God thank you.